So I'm trying something out, something I'm calling 5 minutes, 5 videos. I have a lot of videos that I put on a playlist to watch, and I don't have enough time. So if I just click on 5 videos, then I get to sort of summarize some of the things. I'll start with this one.
Welcome back to Slop Live. Today's Slopic at YouTube is at it again. Thanks to Ben, who emailed me about this, but it seems like YouTube has absolutely nuked a bunch of female ASMR creators for seemingly no reason. Many of the creators having upwards of 100,000 subscribers, and despite having 0 strikes on their account, woke up to find their YouTube accounts had been removed overnight. Multiple creators have been doing it for upwards of 10 years without any issues. Some of these creators appealed the decision and were hit back with, "We reviewed your channel carefully and have confirmed that it violates our..."
I mean, is it like ASMR pretend boyfriend girlfriend type of videos? Like what was it? What was the thing that caused? What? We have reviewed an appeal. It violates sex and nudity policy. I don't know. Some of them pretend to be. Let me see.
Our sex and nudity policy. Whilst there's definitely people who've made ASMR sexual in the past, who could forget the dark days of Amaranth sucking her microphone on Twitch, but ASMR by itself isn't inherently sexual. And it seems like almost all the accounts hit in this YouTube bandwave were doing safe for work ASMR. Slight Sounds ASMR, a creator with over 400,000 subscribers, was banned for uploading content like whispering, tapping on phones, books, etc. Here's an example of her content. I don't think I'll ever understand the appeal of ASMR, but that clearly wasn't sexual, and this is also what the thumbnails looked like. Nothing really sexual going on there. Another creator, Bunny ASMR, who had 200,000 subscribers, was also banned, and she posted what some of her videos looked like before she was banned. Nothing says inappropriate content like a haircut and styling ASMR, or listening to someone type on a keyboard. I hope YouTube doesn't ban me for that. One thing I did notice that maybe YouTube was finding an issue with is that quite a few of these ASMR creators did actually have an OnlyFans or something similar to that, though this content was completely separate to the Safe for Work ASMR content they were uploading. Now, this would be a breach of community guidelines if they were linking to any of these sites directly in their description or YouTube bio, but as far as I could see from the archives, none of them were directly linking to these at all, and we're keeping them separate. You can see here, the creator Bunny ASMR was only linking to their Twitch, Instagram, and Spotify. And again, not every channel that was banned even had these accounts. So it seems more like YouTube's moderation system has just blanket banned a whole bunch of ASMR content as sexual, despite most of it being nothing more than a woman whispering into a microphone. Thanks for slopping by.
For over 130 years, Strayer University has been innovating our approach to higher education.
Another day, another batch of news for the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. Now, we've been getting little things here and there. Stuff talking about a Zelda 40th anniversary, Zelda-themed controllers, and even a whole Switch 2 console. And even just yesterday, we talked about the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time getting its ERSB rating, which was E10+. Now, we might actually have the release date for this thing. Now, for me, it's not all that surprising because it's the only month that really makes sense, but I'm talking...
Wasn't Majora's Mask? Was it rated teen? I don't remember.
An actual day as to when this could actually release, and that's November 12th. According to My Nintendo News, Nintendo UK has listed the Sword, Kirby, and Dragoon amiibo and the Nora DDD and Hydra amiibo for release on the 12th.
5 days before my birthday. Okay, cool.
Of November. It's kind of crazy that these amiibo still aren't out, but this is nothing new. Nintendo has done this with Smash Brothers in different waves, and there's lots of different accounts where Nintendo has not released amiibo for a specific game for a very long time, even well after the game comes out. One example of this I can give you is the Minoru construct for the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom amiibo came out on September 17th, which was the same exact day as Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. And I believe this has actually happened a few other times in the past before, but yeah, a lot of people are believing this November 12th date, which at first it was listed as November 11th, but changed to November 12th, and then completely taken down altogether, so I don't think this was supposed to be shown off quite yet. And we also know the rest of the lineup for this year. We know September is Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, and we know October is Switch Sports Resort. So that leaves the only other month that doesn't have a game, and we know Nintendo hardly ever releases major titles in December. They have a few times with like Xenoblade 2 in 2017, but it's very rare. Let's face it, I think we all had a feeling that Nintendo was going to do it in November, but some more evidence that kind of seems like this could be happening is they changed the date from the 11th to the 12th for those amiibo, and we know Nintendo only drops their new titles on Thursdays now, so this kind of adds up.
Okay, that was 5 minutes. Another video now. Let me see that.
Well, Guy, I mean, we've covered a lot of ground. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we start landing the plane?
I'd say that AI and music content
It's on one level exciting that so many people are experimenting, writing songs for the first time, writing beats, creating sounds for the first time. That's pretty exciting. At the same time, the idea that there's companies out there valued at billions of dollars that are built on the top of other people's music, where not one artist has ever gotten paid $1, is not okay.
Yeah.
So I don't want to bundle it all up where people get, it all becomes one thing. It's not all one thing. Mikey, he runs Suno. He's a great guy. I mean, great guy. I really like him as a person. But every time I read about the company, and it's now at a $5 billion valuation, and next thing you know, it's at a $10 billion valuation, and it's all built off of the world music, but yet not one music artist has gotten $1. So that's not okay. That has to be fixed. I'm hoping Mikey does the right thing and fixes that, comes up with a system that allows artists, if they want to opt in, either let them opt out, do not use my music to build your business. Okay? I'm opting out. But if I opt in, find a way to pay us. And I'm really concerned for that. Because the other part, which is right now, currently, every 2 weeks, more music is made on AI than all of the music that's on Spotify today. That's every 2 weeks. And all of that is going somewhere. And people are inspired and they're creating songs. Awesome. But don't build a business using our music without getting those rights. And that's something I've been trying to work on for a long time. I've met with Mikey many times. I've met with lots of people many times. I hope that this gets solved. You know, when Napster first started, I met with Sean and Sean when they started because it was so exciting to see people were all, downloading music, but it was illegal. So you were hoping they'd crack the code on, okay, how do you turn this into how artists get paid? And before I don't know if they were going to or not going to, but before that could even happen, it got shut down. So, and out of nowhere, Daniel Ek in Stockholm built Spotify and figured out that people would pay for music if you give it to them in this way, where they had all the music in the world without having to try to piece it together or try to illegally download songs that were not even clean or clear, and it could be corrupt. To get it clean, to hold on to it, they'll pay for it. And he was right. They've paid for it. Now, are all the payment plans there picture perfect? No. But it is the core of where money is coming in today. It's through music artists, it's through streaming. And I'm hoping that people figure out how, if you're going to be using people's music, how you pay for it.
Yeah.
Fair use is not fair.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes because if you say create a song that sounds like Metallica, it'll say we cannot serve up any copyrighted music. If you say serve me up some music that sounds like Moralica and you just misspell it, then lo and behold, it looks like it was trained.
Yeah, that's the problem.
On this corpus.
There's a lot of workarounds, and they'll look you in the eye and tell you, no, you cannot type in Madonna, but you can sort of describe Madonna. The problem is when in Discovery we're going to find out a lot.
Sure.
And Discovery is going to say all of this music is in there, and they know that.
Yeah.
And that's not okay. It's just like literally not okay. I don't understand it. And by the way, what's wrong with paying artists?
Yeah.
Why not figure out a way to do it?
I don't know. I'm doing a series, 5 minutes, 5 videos, so I'm going to say something really quick. This guy is saying that by inputting prompts on AI machines that you can get like songs, but that's a very weird perspective to have, to think like I can like describe a person and then that is like the music that person sounds like. I don't know, like that doesn't even sound realistic. Like they don't, it's as if they're placing the persona or the character or the personality of a person as if that was the music. That's not the music. That's just the person. That's kind of weird. It's assuming that a certain personality or character trait creates a sound, but it's not about that. It's more about what the feeling and the story of the music expresses. You technically don't even need to mention that person's name to make music like that. I guess, I don't know, maybe people really can't separate the person from the music. I don't know. Like, if you're a musician, you probably can separate the person from the music because, well, you understand that the sound and the music is its own little thing. Whether or not the person made it is a separate topic. That's kind of a strange perspective. I've had enough there.
When you look at a star, you're looking back in time.
Okay. 5 minutes, five videos. Okay.
Jisoo is the queen of spice while eating spicy wings, hot ones. It's Jisoo on the hot ones. Now, this dropped today, so I'm super excited to check this out. Now, a lot of you
see what she has to say.
Your teeth is too clean to eat chicken, Jisoo. You can't handle. Nah, you didn't even take a bite, Jisoo. Hey, Jisoo girl.
It's good.
Show me the bite then.
So I've heard you talk about always asking yourself, what is
try
the
to keep
charm
everything
in
clean and
solo artist
respected.
Jisoo? Are there any new charms that you've discovered about yourself in the making of this album?
이번 앨범은 첫 정규 앨범이다 보니까 이제 좀 다양한 매력을 넣으려고 좀 노력을 했고 제가 이제 좋아하던 음악 스타일이나 뭐 즐겨 듣던 스타일들을 많이 좀 넣어보려고 제 색깔을 많이 넣어보려고 시도했던 것 같아요.
Okay, but Jisoo, like, I love this for you, girl, but can we not have no kissing scenes in your music video? Please, man. I've been watching too much K-dramas with you.
The funniest thing I can say about this is when I went to a Blackpink concert, Jisoo pointed at me in the crowd, and I was kind of jumping and pointing at her, so it was easy for her to spot me out, but it was like, click. I don't know. Whether she enjoyed my presence or not, I don't know. She just pointed at me, I pointed at her. That's all. That's it.
Also doing it, always kissing around.
항상 그룹으로 이제 많이 이제
Please,
멤버들이랑
please,
활동을
please.
하다가 나와서 처음 작년에 이제 미니 앨범도 하면서 좀 더 저만의 색깔을 찾아가려고 하는 좀 모험의 시기인 것 같고 이번에 이제 좀 큰 모험을 시작을 한 거니까 많은 분들과 함께
I can't wait, Jisoo.
열심히 헤쳐.
I can't wait, Jisoo. But yo, check on the kissing scenes. But okay, yeah, I'm excited. Damn, we're jumping up.
What's your favorite sauce?
I actually like this one a lot.
Jisoo, I like that. I like how Jisoo asked him. Nobody be asking him shit. That's a proper bite, Jisoo. Now that's a proper bite, Jisoo. What? Nothing for her. Well, that's nothing.
A little spicy.
Yeah,
Only a little.
there. It's good there.
Yeah, you feel
You
it?
and me both.
Oh, she's cute.
So when Jenny made her passionate plea for you to come on Hot One, she made it clear that you're the spice lover of the crew.
Ah,
How would
okay,
you
so she
describe
should do
how
well.
spice shows up in Korean cuisine? And are there
Tteokbokki,
any
bro.
dishes that you could recommend to a
Tteokbokki,
fellow
come on.
food seeker like
Gotta be
yourself?
tteokbokki.
한식의 매운맛은 뭔가 이렇게 혀에
gotta be
들어오는
tteokbokki.
쏘는 느낌보다는 살짝 좀 단 느낌이 있는 것 같아요. 그래갖고 좀 먹을 때 엄청 힘들게 맵기보다 약간 좀 스트레스가 풀리면서 매운
Facts.
느낌이어서
But that's also because Korea is one stressful country in our life.
계속 찾게 되는 것
Just putting it out
같고
there.
근데 요즘
I
최근에
knew
많이
it.
먹은 거는
I told you guys.
매운 떡볶이
That's what I'm saying. That is my
네.
go-to on a stressful
Can
day
you
for
teach me
sure
how
in
to
Korea.
You know what? I think it's cool that she put out an album it's just 4 songs, so it's not necessarily an album, but they had enough character that I felt like, oh, this is like a style of her, and that's good because everyone in that group has been putting out music albums, so at least she got to express herself in a way that it's almost like if she didn't do it, then she would be sort of like, why didn't she? Because everyone else in that group is, I guess, being sort of compared to each other. So yeah, this is probably why she's talking about it here. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised that Jisoo is on Hot Ones, but I don't mind it.
We built a lighter that burns at 1,800 degrees, and retailers just told us it's too dangerous to sell.
I'm going to be on tour in the fall again, 9/11. Never forget that I will be at the Tower Theater for the Performing Arts in Fresno, California. Then I'm going to be in Palm Springs on 9/12 at the Plaza Theater. Then I'm coming to Buffalo, New York,
5
September
minutes,
18th,
5
Syracuse.
videos.
People think it will infect them.
And that's a really good point. Weirder is when a lot of people have made it, they have to pretend they're struggling.
Yeah, I noticed it a long
And
time
you're
ago
just like,
when
can't anyone just be rich?
someone we know will get their show canceled, which sucks. But they'll always be like, no, it's actually really good because now I can independently produce theater. And you're like, what are you talking about? And you're like, look, I know you're bummed and that's fine, but it has to be
But
this
also,
constant positivity.
babe, a show, there's 200 other people who
Yeah.
just lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And they're like, but this is good for my career.
Yeah.
You're like,
Momentum here showbiz momentum is the easiest thing to stop in the world. You can stop it in an hour.
Yeah.
Someone's career can be ruined. It's like Neil's Halloween joke. Someone right now is about to ruin their life and a celebrity right now is about to ruin their life and has no idea. Like you can ruin if your fame can be ruined in an hour.
but it's also gambling.
Yeah.
It's gambling. We're just gambling on it.
Any city where you can get rich quick draws in a lot of bottom feeders. And
Interesting.
LA and Vegas.
And
New York.
delusional people that are like, I'm the one in a million.
Yeah, like hey, and because they're not completely wrong. If you come here
Yeah.
and you can get lucky enough to where you could
Courtney Cox was in a music video with Bruce. Like, you hear stories like that.
You can catch a run and you'll be a millionaire in 3 years.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
America,
possible.
though. That's
Yeah,
like Gold Rush.
yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing as Gold Rush. It's like, we're going to go out there and
Literally.
just dig for gold.
So this segment is
Hold
called.
on, we have a segment.
We are going to play a game I've titled
Did I ever tell you about when I did game night, like when I first moved here and I was on, I don't even know how, at a very big celebrity's house and they played Celebrity.
Oh God.
No, it was a bunch of celebrities and it was literally people were pulling out pieces of the names in the bowl and were like, she's in the kitchen. I was like, what? It was like, you cheated on me with her in 1994. I was just like, is this for
Kevin
real?
Kline slapped him. Like,
No, it was like, I would be like, her.
Yeah, I've come around on it. I love it. I love how weird celebrities
You know
are.
what? Oh.
Love it.
Tell me you
that's
have not
kinda
seen the
funny
documentary about the
because
mall in
when I lived in Los Angeles, I was scouted. Well, and this is more of a diss towards myself, but like, I would walk in Santa Monica, and at one point, some guy was like, "I'm scouting for models. Here's a card," and then I was like, I called my mom, and I'm like, "Really? Okay." But like, I mean, it didn't go anywhere. But it's like, that's a strange thing to like literally have someone just like out of nowhere just come up to you and say, here, have a card, I'm a scout of models, here you go. And like, that would never have happened to me anywhere else. And then also one time when I lived in Koreatown, I have a sense of style, so maybe it was that. But also, I mean, I did hang around like musicians, but like, my point is, I was walking around and then some guy came out of nowhere and was like, are you like a music artist? I'm a manager of, I forget what company. And then he was like, and I should, you know what? I should have been like, yeah, totally. I should have played up the facade, but I said, no, I'm just a UCLA student here. I had no sense of like, I'm going to lie or hustle my way into like getting a music contract, because like for me it was like, why am I gonna lie about that? Like, no, I'm actually not here as like trying to be quote unquote famous. I'm here as a UCLA student. But the guy was literally like, are you like a music artist? Like trying to talk to me about that, and like funny stories.
Mall in Barbara Streisand's basement that is a fake mall.
This is what I mean.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you want us all to like the same stuff?
You know what it is? And you know what we're really saying? I see why people are so mad at celebrities, because they're going, your job is to be a giraffe.
Yeah.
Your job is to be the weirdest, like, enjoy your money. Enjoy it, be ridiculous. When you get up there at the Oscars, thank your acting coach. Say something weird, like do a thing, what was Marlon Brando sent a name, like do something weird.
Have you seen
And they're like, you need to vote this way. And I was like, can you just be weird?
Have you seen Merritt Weaver's Emmy acceptance speech?
Love her.
It's the greatest. She walks up, she goes,
I am grateful grapefruit. If you know, you know.
thank you so much. Pause.
Genius.
I have to go.
Be
And then
weird.
She walks off.
Be weird.
It's so good.
Be weird.
It's the best one I've ever seen.
Love it.
This segment is called Brute, Scamp,
Well,
or Elusive Chanteuse.
mommy eats a peanut butter cookie.
It's a list of things. They're either a brute, a scamp, or an elusive chanteuse.
It's an elusive sorry. Is elusive chanteuse a singer? That's a singer, right?
Mariah Carey titled a album,
That's
Elusive
so funny.
Chanteuse.
Sorry, guys. Kevin started taking French lessons.
I don't think that's French.
Chanteuse?
Yeah, maybe.
For sure.
I took 3 classes and I've never felt dumber. I felt a kind of dumb that was like junior high level, where I was like, oh, you're a moron.
Here's the thing about French.
Ugh,
It's embarrassing.
I'm going to get it though.
You have to be like, oh, he's a bit.
I literally-
You have to.
I was texting with my friend Mahendra and I was like, I can't be this much of a snob and not know French.
That's so funny.
Do you know what I mean?
That's so funny.
There are accessories that go with the thing.
So funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to
The
speak
socks
French.
have had patterns lately, Kevin.
If I'm going to look down on,
Yep.
on things the way in which I live to do, I need to know French.
Can I tell you something? Hold on. You just stumbled on something very genius, which is like, if you're going to be a troll on the internet, like if you're going to, like, you guys can keep being mean. Just
Yeah.
be qualified. Don't stop saying I'm not funny. Just become a famous comedian.
Yeah. Do
Like,
it. Take it
by
to
the
the
way,
next
that
level.
would be so funny.
Yeah.
Like, put your money where they're like, instead of saying, look, this restaurant sucks, just go become a chef and be like, I
Dude,
would know.
show
And then
me-
you're not a troll, you're educating us.
Show me your cassoulet.
I love that. I love things that let you stay
Ratatouille.
toxic.
Yeah. Enrich yourself to be toxic.
Don't stop being judgmental, just
Yeah.
become more qualified.
Learn to sew so you can talk
Yeah.
mess about fast fashion.
Love it.
you're
Get
right.
married and divorced so that you can actually be qualified to give this relationship advice you're running around giving everyone at the club.
Only reason I got married.
I'm the founder of Mudwater, and a lot of people ask me, what is the difference between Mudwater and all these mushroom coffees out there?
So, guys, you know that feeling when all of your friends are
That's
getting
what I have
married?
no idea. Maybe. I guess I did that in a way because I went to nursing school this past year after like receiving credibility attacks, and I'm like, I don't understand what about me is being perceived that A, I'm incompetent, or B, that I'm like things that I'm not. Like, I feel like it's obvious, but I guess some people view other people as a reflection of themselves. Like, they think other people think the way they do, but then I don't, and then other people don't. So, like, they think other people are copies of them, but it really just shows that they have a very small, narrow view of the world. So, I don't know. Um, 5 minutes, 5 videos. I think this might be the last one. I'm actually not sure. Mm. Let me see what disagreements they have in 5 minutes.
Psychology is a field that is becoming increasingly feminized, and if current trends continue, there will soon be almost no men left in the field. Some consequences of this I've already talked about in a previous video, that being the decreasing effectiveness of therapy for men and the active hostility to male psychology and male methods of problem solving, all of which is a direct consequence of the modern gender ideology that claims men and women are identical. The active demonization of men drives them out of not just humanitarian sciences, but out of universities as a whole. Women dominate higher education, not just in numbers, but more importantly, in ideology. Recently, a psychologist on YouTube, Dr. Anna, released a debunking video of a pro-men psychologist, Orion Taraban, that I think nicely illustrates the state of the field right now. Both parties involved are actually psychologists with identical education.
This man has a PsyD, which is the same degree that I have.
And yet, they seem to hold fundamentally different views on the same subject. I'm going to go through this video and discuss the arguments presented and possibly determine which one of these is more correct on this issue.
Oh, this guy is using his perceived expertise as a psychologist to spread a very dangerous anti-woman message. And who better to explain why his rhetoric is not based on any credible psychological theories than a woman who also has a doctorate in psychology.
Two things. First, by saying he's using his education to spread misinformation, Anna puts herself on the chopping block because this could apply to her as well. This makes it even more crucial for her to provide strong evidence for her case to prove that she is, in fact, not the one using her education to spread, say, unsupported feminist narratives. Secondly, she specifically says he is using his perceived expertise. So a degree is only perceived expertise, not actual expertise, in your opinion. I'm really eager to see how you prove that you are the actual expert, but he isn't. We're 30 seconds in, and this is already way more of a self-roast than it is an attack on him. Digging in, she first acknowledges Orion has made several credible videos on psychology, and she had no issue with them. But the moment he released a video that challenged feminist narratives, she considers this a problem. Now we have to ask, is this a problem because it's so factually wrong compared to his other videos? Or is it only a problem because of Anna's personal beliefs? Let's find out. She dismisses the sexual market value idea with a valid but misleading point. The issue here is that she has reduced the sexual market value theory to only being about the men's financial capabilities and a woman's youth and beauty. In that form, I completely agree with her that such a reductionist view might not be very sound because people choose partners based on many different reasons and factors and many cultural motivations. So, without accounting for those factors, a sole focus on money and age might significantly reduce the statistical differences between men and women. And of course, it's well known that people often do not honestly or openly identify with what they're attracted to. It is indeed one of the limitations of self-reported studies. However, let me assume her stance that men and women look for the same things without significant difference is actually true and ask you this. Consider these people and imagine they have the following properties. One on the left are educated, have money, respectable jobs, and are mentally healthy, have good morals, and no criminal record. The people on the right have no education and are broke and unemployed with mental issues, dark triad tendencies, and have been criminally charged in the past. Do you think these people are equally attractive to the average member of the opposite sex as possible potential partners? Do you think either of these sides of people would be chosen by a majority of the opposite sex? Do you think most other people would fall somewhere in between these two on a scale? Could you now imagine or understand what sexual market value is really about? Some people are naturally more attractive than others to the majority of the members of the opposite sex. While reducing it to only money and age is admittedly quite narrow, I don't think the concept itself.
I have a theory or a hypothesis, a conspiracy hypothesis, that some interpretations of like mental health problems are really just because you're poor. Like, some people don't really have problems. It's that other people have social. It's that people mistreat people without money, and then therefore you feel a sense of distress because socially you are like mistreated, and therefore that is like misconstrued as like, oh, they have like distress, and they're like a little bit belligerent towards people because they're getting mistreated, and so then the person becomes perceived as like a nuisance, or not really well, and so therefore really like you have a poverty problem. You don't have a like it's like you're being criminalized for being poor rather than really not, you don't really have a mental health problem. If you had money, you would just be you wouldn't necessarily be mistreated. So I feel like that does happen. I really do think that.
Itself is flawed or even really debatable. I think every person can rank people based on attractiveness on a scale, and those scales can be similar between many people, which means you can have a higher or lower sexual market value. A sexual market value is not the same as the value of human life. It's not that someone is less valuable as a human being because they're not attractive, but they do admittedly have less bargaining power in the dating market and often have a more difficult time finding a partner. If you fail to adjust your expectations based on your dating market value, you will likely end up pretty disappointed. And I think that's pure logic. And spoiler alert, Anna herself reveals that she follows this idea later on in the video. Another point is that your dating market value isn't fixed. You can change it. If you have bad hygiene, go clean yourself up and you will be more desirable to more people. Thus, you have increased your dating market value. One would hardly require a study to prove this, but if you really need some numbers to back it up, if everyone had equal dating value in this market, then everyone would get similar numbers of likes on dating apps. And that's simply not the case. In fact, especially women are incredibly judgmental of men's value. If everyone had equal value, then we would not even have dating criteria in the first place. We would just be okay with everyone since, we're all equal. And again, this obviously isn't the case. If there's no dating market value, partner counts would be evenly distributed, but they're not. Clearly, some people are considered wildly more attractive to the opposite sex than others. Sure, in a world of billions of people, you will find examples of individuals who prefer the people on the right. But such exceptions aren't really the rule or a goal, and telling someone on the end of the dating market not to change and just do nothing and wait for one of those exceptions to find them is terrible advice that sets them up for failure.
I have no
And
idea. I have no idea because she's just talking, but I don't know what they even said. So like, I don't understand. Um, yeah, like at the end of the day, people who are married already, um, I feel a bit somewhat real. I think I have a realistic point of view that I think people who are already in some form of history related like relationship, like they have some history, they will they don't give a fuck about anyone. I don't think they care about anyone but themselves. So this idea of like that the dating pool is available to you, it may not be unless you are someone who's willing to break people up. You know, that's just the truth. Like if you're someone who manages to break people up, then the dating pool maybe is open to you. If you don't do that, then maybe you don't find someone who has qualities that you want. So I just feel like maybe relationships are like a revolving door, and at I do feel that way because people do get divorced. They do.